You didn't find this by accident. Stories like these find the ones who are already half awake. The dreamers, the watchers, the almost witches. Every word here is real, whispered from a life lived slightly sideways. You're among kin now. Welcome to the quiet unseen. But who is a witch? She asked herself. She had almost no knowledge in this area, except for her instinct. She felt that a modern witch is someone who can work with energies. Whether it's a woman or a man, they sense, discern, and manipulate their own energy, as well as the energy of plants, stones, images, animals, and people. Many of them develop their abilities and apply them through meditation. She feels like meditation is the way to go when a newbie witch like her wants to be able to do more. So, witches are those who can change their own state, physical, emotional, spiritual, into a more aligned, potent, and high-frequency energy. Witches, she thought, must have a strong connection with nature, even if they live in a skyscraper. They feel nature as a part of themselves, and also as a medium through which witches can manifest their states. Nature helps them interpret the signs of the universe and communicate with it through nature's elements. For a witch, everything is alive because everything has energy. Nature for a witch is not only that on the planet Earth, but includes all major planets of our universe as well. Very often, the moon has the biggest power over the witch's course of life, their energy level fluctuations, and psychological and spiritual state. It happened to her too. At first, she wasn't aware of it, but a few significant events that happened on the full moon made her see it as a huge factor. She also knows that astrology helped her to understand herself more than she wanted to admit. Only when her rational mind saw that her birth chart showed all her neurodivergency, her strong sides and weak points that she had not acknowledged over the years, did she see the full worth of astrology. But while old witches used intuition and knowledge passed down by their ancestors, modern witches can use all the advantages of our technological world. They can make a birth chart in seconds. They can learn to interpret it. A modern witch, she thought, knows that her body is the same energy object that must be maintained in good shape to receive pure signals from the universe. And this means a healthy and strong body. So, she thinks a witch has feminine strength and beauty, which is non-standard but powerful. Witches, more often than not, prefer to stay alone and have no children or family. Why? Perhaps to save more energy for their magic, and to have the freedom that no witch can live without. But she can't help but think, because they are different, like white crows, and people don't accept someone like that easily. It's no wonder that there were hedge witches, women who preferred to live on the outskirts of their village, so as to not be ostracized and live peacefully with their magic. Witches are those who are accepted fully only among their fellow witches. Therefore, so many covens and communities exist today. She felt that there was more to it, much more. For example, there are bad, dark witches too. They operate within low frequencies, summon demons, and manipulate substances to get a reward of some kind. They can be powerful and dangerous, and also short-sighted. A truly powerful witch, for her, is someone who sees years ahead, who has the wisdom and purpose to change the world and people for the better, not for the worse. Now that she has decided to be a witch, she sees how deeply our pagan past is woven into our lives today. She also feels sometimes how religion or church weave them into their cult, but with no freedom that natural faith can give. It's like they wanted us to forget who we are. They wanted us to think we are weak, that we can find God only in their stuffy buildings, only by leading a life full of rules and restrictions. But she always felt strongly that God isn't there. To see God, one must look up into the sky, feel the rain on the face, touch the grass under the feet, smell a flower in the spring, hear the birds singing. There is a God as the creative energy, as wisdom and order, as soul and heart. It is also in our hearts, those humans who are open to all God's reflections within and without. Weeks later, she still had no doubts that she was a witch. This, by itself, was a strange thing. Her usual state of being is a constant change of mind, mood, ideas, plans, and all of that, sometimes from completely opposite perspectives. It was nice to feel whole for a change. But still, her physics didn't change much. Every morning, she woke up with the same messed up brain, where hundreds of thoughts, ideas, impressions, and their pieces were stumbling one upon the other and paralyzing her body into a frozen state. But now she knew that life without strict plans and rigid strategies is her witchy way. Her intuition will be her guidance, her inner voice and heart will be her consultant, and signs from the universe will come to light the way. She no longer has the illusion of controlling her life, nor does she need to pretend that she does. Therefore, she does not need to rush, to worry, to scold herself for being too slow. Her hand reached the phone to turn off the alarm clock when the song died away. She couldn't dare to interrupt Aretha Franklin's "I Say a Little Prayer." Each time she heard it, it felt like the rays of morning sun on her cheeks. It was a gentle anchor that pulled her away from that other dreamy world to this solid one. And what a world it was! Her dreams were like a kaleidoscope of bright and colorful events from another life of hers. The one where she was different, stronger, more attractive, more powerful, more alive. Many times she saw herself in different attire, completely different hairstyle. But she knew it was she, even when she saw blonde dreadlocks on her head when looking into the mirror. She recognized herself. In real life, a natural, blue-eyed brunette. But most of all, she remembered that feeling, a powerful feeling of being a leading part of something great, some action that changes everything. More often than not, she woke up with the feeling of elation that slowly, as every bit of consciousness dripped into her brain, transformed into the feeling of disappointment. Disappointment because her real life was so drastically different from that in her dream world. Sometimes, though, she didn't see her alter ego. Sometimes her dreams were so strange that she couldn't help but think it was a sign or an omen. Once, she saw a rude man entering her house gate with no obligation for politeness. He said some strange phrase that she remembered at first, but it dissolved in the morning. So he stepped into the yard and pushed her away with cold contempt that didn't scare her, but was unexpected and surprising. It could have been a usual kind of unimportant dream. If on the next day, her mom didn't tell her practically the same dream, though she felt it like a nightmare. Coincidence? No, she didn't believe in coincidences anymore. That is what being a witch meant to her, to tune her sensitivity to the point that enabled her to hear, see, and interpret all those signs, all seemingly unconnected events, bits of information, into coherent messages. She believed that ability would make her life much more interesting and meaningful. She was lying in her warm bed, still unable to stop at any particular branch of thought, unable to move or realize what time it was. The only way to stop it was to use the help of a friend, a beautiful notebook with blue hydrangeas on the cover, clean and crispy pages, and a pencil. She pulled herself into a sitting position, grabbed the notebook from the chair nearby, caught the pencil, and scribbled, "I am a witch, and my name is..."